We live on this tiny island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Madeira Island is called. Today we are swapping this jungle out with a direct flight to the concrete jungle of New York City.
In New York!
But how come this transatlantic flight even exists? Is it the Madeirans who love Times Square or the New Yorkers who have finally discovered paradise?
It's probably a bit of both because I've never been and I am so excited to go.
I've been a few times, so I'm more excited if I can actually enter the country, because when I was a young kid, 21, I went to jail in Miami. I was peeing in public at a closed McDonald's entrance. And ever since, when I go back, I need my visa. And this visa expired and I didn't have time to make a new one. So I made the ESTA application and it got approved, but
this does not guarantee admission to the United States.
Generally, I kind of could do New York alone, but I also need to be a good girlfriend, right?
well, you certainly are not right now.
I kind of just want to stay even if you can't get in. I mean, hotel is paid, everything is done.
Let's go to the airport.
Strong woman.
I have back problems.
Oh my god.
Bonus parking. They do have a premium line. Off to a great start.
So we're going to New York for 6 nights. There is one direct flight from here to New York once a week. So we're flying Azores Airlines, which is the only airline offering this route. In case you haven't been to the Azores, we wholeheartedly recommend it. It's such an incredible archipelago with some of Earth's most magical scenery. I mean, look at this. Our only experience with Azores Airlines were flights between these small islands. So we were super excited for this transatlantic flight of roughly 6 hours and 30 minutes. I can't believe that there's a direct flight to New York.
From Madeira, a little island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean.
It's crazy. First time fast track in this airport, Amelia. Madeira airport is so small that it usually never makes sense to actually have fast track. But lately it's gotten so busy that it's well worth it. This is Amelia. She steals.
Smell.
You're
Smell.
stealing.
No,
You're
I'm
stealing.
not.
You have
Smell
no
it.
intention of buying.
We are buying presents for our flight attendants. I don't know why exactly. I think ChatGPT said we should.
So since we are going to the country of corporatism, it made sense to start out with a slice of pizza from Pizza Hut. What are your expectations to New York?
I heard it at a comedy show, but apparently the people of New York are super good people with a super rude attitude. But they're generally very, very kind.
Is it like French people? That's our plane?
We don't have the same seats though. We're not next to each other.
I know you, the Bastos.
Bastard!
Yeah.
Yeah, I
How are you, man? See you later, maybe.
Yeah, we'll see.
For some reason, we weren't seated together. I was on seat 1A.
And I was on seat 4D.
We both asked if the stranger next to us would swap with either of us, but they declined. On time at 4:09 p.m., we departed Madeira Island heading west, which means we got a rare sight to the Pearl of the Atlantic. 95% of planes leaving Madeira fly east, which means no volcano sightseeing.
Our vehicular transport is this Airbus A321neo LR, with LR meaning long range, as this airplane model normally only operates shorter distances like London to Rome. It's amazing how quiet planes are these days. The plane offers a 2-2 configuration with 16 business class seats spread out on 4 rows. But is it really business class? Officially it isn't, but the cabin feels almost as spacious. Azores Airlines call it comfort, and since the seat doesn't turn into a flatbed, comfort seems more like a hybrid of business and premium economy. That also reflects in price, with our tickets being 1,866 euros per person, where a round-trip business class ticket these days generally sell for 3,000 to 4,000 euros a pop. That's probably also why there were no orange juice or champagne upon entering the plane. I'm personally happy with compromises such as no in-flight entertainment screen and no flatbed feature in return for a lower price, but that's also because this flight is only 6.5 hours. Once we get past 8 hours, I do like my pillow, duvet and flatbed.
My seat somehow had more settings than Jon's, but seat incline was the same. Although you could say that there is free entertainment in the form of Portuguese language lessons, we were told there is in-flight Wi-Fi with a selection of movies and TV shows, but we weren't able to access it.
For me and Amalie, that doesn't really matter. We have our iPad and laptop with her watching The Office and me being at the office. And that's also why having a charging station is one of the greatest features you can have on an airplane.
Overall seat comfort was 8.4 out of 10. Unless you want to sleep, it's pretty close to a normal business class seat.
An hour into the flight, I was heavily tempted by both wine and holy fluids from God's own conglomerate, but I opted for a Bloody Mary without alcohol and Tabasco. I believe they call it tomato juice. With Azorian snacks nicely decorating my extra virgin Bloody Mary, I was already feeling the New York rooftop vibes.
And so was I.
Already early into the flight, we were pleased with the friendliness and service of the flight attendants. And we hadn't even given them the chocolate gift. We simply forgot. Upon what could have been a nice alcoholic airplane bus, we were served dinner with fish and beef as the two options. Both the salad and cake was made today, and although not exceptional, the beef was better than you would expect on an airplane. What really made the meals super delicious were these Azorian buns. The trick is to add plenty of butter and then a slice of mozzarella. At 40,000 feet, it tasted heavenly. Buried behind the cake, I even found this Presidente cheese treasure chest. So I naturally had the flight attendant bring me bun number 3. I couldn't let this cake go to waste. And it was pretty good, but you know, it was one of those where you have to eat the whole cake to make a final verdict. And the verdict is, I would eat again. While editing this video, I kind of had to give in to the temptations. But I also gave in to the fear of what if? What if they put me on this flight back to Madeira? Will Amalie explore New York on her own?
As I was watching The Big Short, I couldn't be more excited about going to the Big Apple, with or without Jon.
We're landing in less than an hour and I'm starting to be a little bit nervous because what if they won't allow me? Normally what happens is that I have to go for secondary interrogation where I'm sent to a room and then I wait there for 2 hours, 3 hours, sometimes 4 hours.
As I swapped seat with Amalie to work my camera magic, it was wild to realize we were already in the state of New York. It really felt like we just left Madeira. That's Long Island right there. You know, the Hamptons with epic villas, the Imperial Diner, and other cool stuff. A heavy haze made it difficult to spot the majestic skyline of New York, but the silhouette was visible. Welcome to JFK.
It's 33 degrees here. We forgot to give you.
We wanted to give it when you boarded, but it was okay.
Welcome to the US.
Thank you. Thank you.
You have a good flight?
Yes, I had actually a good flight. I was a little sad that I didn't get to see us fly in, because that was one of the things I was most excited about.
I got to see it.
Well, because you took my seat.
Just watch my video later when it's
Yeah.
uploaded. The TSA scares me so much. So if I'm going for secondary, then it all depends on how much congestion there is in the airport.
US passport?
Nope.
Yes, stay right here.
Thank you very much.
We are the only non-Americans on this
US
airplane.
passport?
This actually answers the question we had. We were in the beginning of this video, we were like, is it only Americans using this route? This is crazy.
We're the only non-Americans on this flight. You have a place on Madeira?
Yeah, I'm a New Yorker, but I bought a place in Mexico. And
Wow.
We of course weren't surprised by the fact that most of the passengers were Americans. The 3 main reasons why this transatlantic route exists are simple. A growing amount of Americans choose to spend their retirement on Madeira Island. A growing amount of Americans are also buying vacation homes here. For example, our soon-to-be neighbors live on Manhattan. For them, Madeira Island is simply the perfect contrast to the bustling city life. And with a direct flight from JFK to Funchal, it's about the same distance as JFK to LAX. Finally, you have a growing amount of Americans who simply just want to visit this volcanic paradise, as the word is spreading like wildfire.
Anyway, it was a moment of truth. Will I be allowed into God's own country?
These two.
Oh wow.
These two. Put them at the front.
It started out great with this saint of a human who, for some reasons, made sure we jumped the line.
Put them up in the line from here. Look at them good.
Thank you, man. Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
This is the line for diplomats, and as you can see, there is no line.
Thank you.
We couldn't believe it, but unfortunately it didn't go down that easy.
So he has to cover me for another check.
You know, I belong to the people that stress eats. So I'm pretty excited that we have a whole box of chocolate. I don't know, every time I'm a little stressed out or nervous, I tend to eat a lot. So as you can see, I stress pretty often. So a situation right now could be that we actually have to find a flight back today.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Portugal and to Madeira. We have just landed at Cristiano Ronaldo Airport in Funchal.
Next time you're gonna get the visa, okay?
Kidding!
I was literally sitting with this, ready to film you.
I never get used to it, even though I've done this 6-7 times. But the fact that we jumped that line, for some reason that synced when we got in the beginning.
Yes.
He put us in diplomat line. We saved an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And there was no one in there, so 20 minutes and boom. Oh, okay.
Okay, moral of the story, don't pee on the street when you're 20 and drunk.
We immediately grabbed an Uber where the Manhattan skyline slowly but surely got closer and closer. You can't argue with the fact that New York City is super impressive. And we hadn't even left the Uber before I experienced culture shock.
I was just thinking, you know, how different cultures are. So when Americans, they go to our country or to Europe, they're like, they want to see the Eiffel Tower and eat like delicious pastry and try all these delicacies. And when we come to the States, all we want to do is binge eat fast food. And I'm looking at Chick-fil-A, I'm like, oh, I never had that. Everyone says it's so good, I want to try it now. We're gonna get so fat while we're here.
And the culture shock continued as we explored what felt like a theme park of ads.
This reminds me of a scene of Idiocracy where everything is just branding, you know?
Literally. Look at this. It's literally... We're walking inside a commercial. Amalie, let's go to Applebee's.
Jeg vil hellere til Dallas Barbecue.
The real question for me was, is New York pizza as great as everyone says?
Welcome to New York City, guys. This is my first time in the city, and today we are gonna address my expectation versus reality.
I went here 11 years ago, so for me it's also kind of the first time because a lot has changed. But here in Times Square, everything looks the same, although the amount of commercials are wilder than ever.
This is not gonna be a tour guide of New York. This is not gonna be the romantic image of New York. This is gonna be as true and as real as we can portray it. And I'm actually excited to do a video like that.
I kind of just want to find out, is there any heart and soul left in New York? Because when you look at the last couple of years, a lot has changed. Safety, a lot of homelessness, the drug crisis, just a lot of things has gone in the wrong direction for New York. So that's one of the things that we're most excited to cover.
I expect to see a lot of quirky people, a lot of street artists, a lot of amazing fashion, a lot of tall buildings, and a lot of crazy food. That's like my main expectation.
Crazy good food or just crazy?
Both. We're going to Hell's Kitchen. They have a lot of cute cafes and restaurants.
Hell's Kitchen. What restaurant is that?
Mexico all over, Yone. There you go.
We just spent $15
On coffee.
2 coffees. That is even more expensive than Denmark. That's what she said. Amalie just pointed out that it's a very high heel friendly city.
I could totally have brought all my heels.
Didn't you bring any?
I brought one pair, but that's like a finer pair.
Is that for Krispy Kreme?
No.
It's really absurd how tall the buildings are. I feel like Crocodile Dundee also.
Imagine 7 million people all wanting to live together. Yeah, New York must be the friendliest place on earth.
The fact that Times Square is an attraction, just to come and see commercials,
yeah.
That's an attraction, that's fascinating.
I felt like I was in an episode of Black Mirror standing there. I was like, holy fuck.
Television, television.
Really? You cannot go to New York without going to Krispy Kreme. I've been wanting this my entire life, and today is the day.
Okay, we start here.
This is cancer, skin rashes, diabetes in one beautiful package. This is so fucking delicious.
This is illegal. Oh my.
Yeah, this is why it's illegal in Europe. There's probably too many chemicals.
Put it on your Instagram.
Yeah, I need it. It needs to go on Instagram. I mean, what are we here for?
Holy fuck.
This is crazy.
So when we arrived yesterday at our hotel, we were watching TV, and every second commercial was some kind of medicine.
Attention Medicare customers with diabetes.
It's kind of worth it.
I swear this place is all about dopamine hunting. Like everywhere you look, there is some sort of temptation, whether it's food or shopping or drinks. It's everywhere. It's all about the next high, the next new.
Speaking of the next high, should we test Dunkin' Donuts?
Not even close.
We had to go find a CVS to buy wet napkins because when you eat donuts, everything is covered in sugar. One of the expectations we didn't have to New York is that it is 35 degrees Celsius.
Boiling hot.
It's 8 o'clock and we're already sweating like a buffoon in a closet.
I'm literally wet here. We literally just came to visit our friends for bagels, breakfast bagels. Incredible breakfast bagels, by the way. And these are actually our new neighbors in the house in Madeira. And I can't even believe that they're selling this apartment, because this is like, if I lived here, I would be like, I made it in life.
Yeah,
I did not expect to be on a location like this on this trip. This is, I mean, look at this.
I've never seen a true New York apartment like this with my own eyes. You know, you always see those videos where they, for example, in the top there, they tour a 250 million penthouse. This is not 250 million, but this is like a dream apartment for us.
It is incredible.
Yeah, and when you stand here, Dunkin' Donut is a very far away. This is wild, guys. This is just a random kiosk. We want some water.
It smells like fucking...
There are a selection of... It's so big. Like, who goes like, I need one of these right now? We have to try one of the Prime Logan Paul scam. I literally get more thirsty when I take a sip. This is what it feels like when you drag me to an H&M.
I rarely do that. Rarely.
Go there, Amelia.
Yeah, I might actually stay there.
You know, I already had this, but Amelia threw it away.
How do you blame me for that?
You threw it away.
I have nothing to do with that. Jon is in charge of camera gear. I don't...
Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were...
My back. We're literally going for a massage because I don't know what's wrong. It's because I spend so much time editing the video you're watching. So please like and subscribe.
Spend a lot of time.
But if you walk on up here, that's fine. Just not walk here.
Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were...
When you live on Madeira, you have to stay at Cristiano Ronaldo's hotel.
But they fought with expert timing.
There's nothing like a massage that can make you want to sleep. MSNBC.
MSN?
Attention Medicare customers with diabetes. Call right now for free information.
You can get free information on this product if you call.
We are going to take the metro for the first time.
Yes.
We're having dinner. With friends. More friends. Turns out, without really knowing it, that we have a lot of friends here in New York City. I don't know what it is, but I am so terrified of taking the metro in big cities.
Because you've been brainwashed by all the media.
It smells like death. So how much is it?
3.5. It's always, no matter where.
Are you hungry?
Yeah, I am. This is so crazy. We eat all the time and I'm hungry all the time.
We've walked 7,000 steps today. 17.
And we're not even done.
Quite convenient. This is the fastest way to get around. World Trade Center.
Just met a local guy who grew up in this neighborhood who was like, you guys better be careful with your stuff.
Yeah.
And then he went on like, this neighborhood is so cool. It does look cool.
We're
I
in
really
the
like it.
Lower East side. That's the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And
it seems very cultural.
whoa.
Wow. Okay.
Like, look how people are sitting here.
This is the kind of vibe we are very used to in Europe. So I feel more at home here, to be honest. About actually meeting with friends here is that they're local, they know all the cool places, all the quirky little places, speakeasy bars that we would never have found ourselves. So I'm excited for this.
This place doesn't even show its name, and it's Greek. And Amelie, you're half Greek.
I'm very much Greek, yes. So I'm excited to validate this food.
Saginagi. Hi.
Nice to see you.
Sorry, we have a camera. Hi.
Am I on camera?
You're on camera.
We had the same issue for a long time. I was like, I'm not happy. We just need to film a little bit of this.
Saganaki, the tzatziki, some bread.
Nice salad.
Let's go.
Hi.
Sex in the City. Look at this place here. Amazing. Is Ronaldo coming later today?
Not yet.
No?
Maybe when you guys are sleeping at 4 in the morning, he'll wake you up.
All right.
I'll give him a call.
Just yeah, come with me.
Thank you.
Bye. See you. Just like in Paris.
We paid $18 for this. An iced oat latte, a normal latte, and one chocolate croissant.
So that was the most expensive coffee of my life. Amelie, we're on day 2.
Yeah.
How are reality being met?
I'm definitely realizing that New York can be so many different things. So I know now that expectations are probably only the stereotypical version of what New York is, which is like the fast food and, you know, the tall buildings and all that. When you meet with locals, which thankfully we have local friends, you actually see neighborhoods and areas that are so much more local and cute. This coffee place we would never have found ourselves, and it's really good coffee, too expensive. But the idea is that when you do live like the locals, you get a very different insight.
You know, we want to see more of that, the areas like yesterday where you find small, quaint little joints, you know, no Wendy's, no Burger King, no Starbucks. Like, we want to get away from that and see, does New York have, like, this, is there a lot of that also here? But first we have to go back to the camera shop. One of the things that shocks me the most is that you find weed shops everywhere here. And, you know, it's interesting because last time I was here 10 years ago, if you were smoking weed, you'd go straight to jail. Straight to jail.
I actually appreciate the fact that people can decide for themselves if they want to smoke or not, and they don't have to go to jail for it.
It's the writers who are striking. I don't know how many months it's been going on. I heard that, like, Hollywood is trying to use AI to
generate all their movies.
Yeah, to substitute the writers, which probably is gonna happen.
Currently at the very beginning of the High Line, and this is a converted rail track that used to take livestock to the meatpacking district here in New York City. And now it's like this urban garden boardwalk, super lush and green, and you can take it all the way from here, and then we can actually end up at the meatpacking district, which is where we're heading today.
So basically today it's livestock for tourists.
Mayday and the moon, the sun is shining.
Amelia, are you sweating like a pig?
Yes, I am. We're also going to the meatpacking district, so it makes sense.
Check, 1, 2, 3. Hey. No? Hello, girls. Can I ask you a question?
One question.
Yeah, you're tourists.
No.
No, you're locals?
They're tourists, I'm a local.
Okay, that's even better actually. We would like. Is it your first time in New York?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many days have you been here?
It's day 2.
It's day 2. Okay. What were your expectations to New York?
Partying.
Partying. Anything else?
A lot of people. I don't know. not this hot.
Not this hot. Yeah, we agree on that. So, how has your expectation been met?
Oh, it's exceeded expectations. The city's awesome.
What has been the highlight?
We went out last night to the Glass House and saw like Peggy Goo and Skepta, and that was sweet.
What is that?
A DJ.
I heard yesterday from a local that the party scene is dead.
It depends where you go. I think it's dead in Manhattan. You have to go to Brooklyn.
Really? So Manhattan is basically out.
For going out, yes, but for food and everything else. I think
How is
it's
that
great.
possible when you have such a massive just place of, happening?
I'm actually not sure. We should figure that one out.
How long have you lived here?
2 years.
Is there anything you don't like about coming here as a tourist? Is there anything you notice not so cool?
Maybe the rats.
The rats? Is that on the subway?
We just saw them on the streets.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I still haven't seen them.
Oh, there were 2 squished outside my apartment today.
In terms of safety and, homeless people, all that.
I feel safe because there's always people out at all times of night.
Yeah.
So as long as you're out, I feel safer with more people.
And when you look at prices in London and New York, where is this much more expensive or is it the same level?
It's comparable, but you just make a lot less money in London, so it's way more expensive.
Oh,
over
really?
there. Yes.
What do you do here?
I'm a consultant.
We made it to Chelsea Market. On a scale from 1 to 10, how much do you hope that they have air conditioning in there?
10 degrees.
It's impossible to get a guide in New York without having Chelsea Market mentioned. Everyone goes here, all tourists. I bet that most people in here are not from New York.
Is it true that New Yorkers, they're not arrogant, they're just from New York?
I'm not really from New York, I'm from Connecticut, so
I am arrogant and I'm not from New York. That's cool.
So cool. This is
I love
beautiful.
it. Maida?
Oh, that actually is my brand.
They have the best tacos here in all of the US.
Yeah, a lot of the videos I saw, like Mexican people are actually queuing up to get their lunch there because it tastes like Mexico.
It's not this one.
Where the line starts.
It's the line for the tacos.
This is for Los Tacos, yeah. It's actually short right now.
Is it?
Yeah,
Really?
it usually comes around and then shoots.
Wow. Is it the best tacos in Mexico? Oh.
This is the best food in the world, in my opinion. There's nothing like a good taco. You do also pay 15 times more for a taco here than you do in Mexico City.
This was $51.
Including tips. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
This tastes like Mexico.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
This is legit. Number one for sure. So recreational cannabis was legalized last year, and also kratom. Kratom is not something I advise you to do every day, but if you have severe back problems like I do, it's actually super useful. I think it's a really cool addition that you have all this because CBD oil and THC is medicinal in many ways. So this is a welcome addition to something that would be legal just a year ago. I wonder if anyone is sitting in jail right now still because they were sentenced before it was legalized.
So the place that we are going now is like a breathing point for the locals. And the reason we're going there is actually also the reason why we are making YouTube videos. Because years ago, I watched a video of Casey Neistat. and he was going there when the island just opened.
Really?
The island is the name of this place, and I'm pretty excited about going there.
But it's true, I completely forgot about it. Like, this is the first time we're in New York after we started making YouTube videos because of Casey Neistat, who is basically the picture of New York when it comes to YouTube. This is so trippy to look at.
I swear we're doing the best we can to make a really good video. But 100 degrees Fahrenheit is just unbearable in New York City.
It's pretty pretty. Yeah. We found shelter here underneath the island. Little island.
And it even has a little breeze here. So this whole place was actually made so that people could take a breath, relax, and get a sensation of nature in the middle of the city.
Yeah.
And I must say it works. The only thing that bothers me is that you're not allowed to sit on the grass, which in my mind is what you do when you want to connect with nature.
Yeah. Now we are heading back to the mainland.
Over the bridge to the mainland, yeah.
And
we're going to the meatpacking district, which is tiny.
Very tiny. Six blocks, basically.
But they have one store that we, with our interest in interior design, cannot miss out on.
It's so beautiful what they make that last time I was here 11 years ago, I bought a toilet brush and I brought it all the way back to Denmark. That's like I gotta bring this. I gotta get it.
What are we gonna buy this time?
A new one because we had an Airbnb guest who ruined it. I'm not gonna go into details.
No, I don't want to talk about that. That's trauma for life.
This is a 2023 Tesla bot. I love it. Guys, this is where I bought my toilet brush. Amelia, she's an interior designer, so that's why we are into this. So we're moving into our new villa on Madeira Island in a month or so. And like in here, you don't find any furniture that fits our villa.
No, but it fits the other project that the same guy had done, which is Aurora, so you could fit it into his house.
And our neighbor is from New York, which is so funny. One of the things that we've noticed is that it is not super easy to find, you know, quirky or just any street cafes.
I think the culture here is very different from the culture we have in Europe. In Europe, we sit and eat and we take an hour, 2 hours, we talk, we take forever.
Yeah.
Here, it's a lot more grab and go mentality. People are in a rush, they have to work, they have to earn money, you know. It is blasphemy to go to New York without having pizza. And Rosetta Pizza is one of the places people are recommending us to try a slice. So we'll go.
This water is so smart. So as you can see, I'm in a relationship with a psychopath because Amelia, she ordered a Hawaii. You know, they say that pizza in New York is like the best in the world, like along with Chicago. I prefer the Chicago because that's deep crust, deep pan pizza it's called. Two Bros Pizza sounds like true New York pizza. Just one slice and no Hawaii. $4. I feel like the pizza is very similar to the one we just had.
Really? But that's good because that was more expensive.
That was $18.
Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely cheaper.
But it's like pizza, it's good no matter if there's music in the air. Amelia?
Yes.
I heard rumors about a rooftop.
Yes.
Look guys, it's cloudy. And we're supposed to see the sunset.
One of the biggest challenges was to find a nice rooftop bar where we could enjoy the sunset. But the reality is that there just aren't that many. And once you find one that looks epic, it's usually a fancy fine dining experience costing $300 per person. We called this place to book a table and were told to just come. And so we did, but there were no free tables. I would announce this as a disaster. I'm not a lady anymore.
It is so hot outside, you wouldn't believe it. After cooling down in the hotel lobby, we found the strength to battle the heat. We were simply desperate for some proper Italian. And Mr. Google Maps, me, had found what seemed like a quaint restaurant with marvelous reviews. You can't fight the fact that it's generally challenging to find small, authentic restaurants where you can also dine on the curb. But we found this street here filled with cozy-looking eateries. What an amazing contrast to all the big chains. And as it turns out, the food was excellent. That was our first 2 days here in New York, and I guess we have to address what reality is versus our expectations. And for me, I think New York is kind of what I expected. I think it is not the same New York that I fell in love with the first time I got here in 2009 and then back again in 12. It's become too expensive, first of all. I think the prices are so insane here that you really have to be wealthy to live here.
I think one of the things that I was surprised by, because I didn't expect it, is that New York really can be whatever you want to make of it. Like, you can have the fancy life, you can have the corporate life, you can have the very commercialized, like consumerism life, but you can also have the very authentic American spirit.
But I asked you in Paris, Paris or New York?
Yeah, I would go with Paris, I think. But it's hard to say. New York is so freaking big and we have only scratched the surface.
Cheers to New York.
Cheers to New York and to continue in exploring tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
New York City is dead forever.
New York, a city so great they named it twice. But today the real question is New York City still great?
I read an article that says New York City is dead forever, and this was in the middle of COVID. What do you think?
Listen as your day unfolds, challenge what the future holds, try and keep your head up to the sky.
Today we are going to ask New Yorkers if New York is still great. The question is, how do we find the New Yorkers? Hvorfor? Today we are going to... What were your expectations to New York?
Exactly how it is. Busy and smelly.
You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool.
We're inside the Grand Central Station. And guys, this is a very impressive building. More impressive than any of the skyscrapers here in New York City. And this was allegedly built in 4 years. Can you imagine? Today they can't even build a parcel house in 5. So apparently there is a hidden tennis court in here somewhere.
What?
Yeah, it's...
So do you think that New York has changed over the course of the last 5 years?
Yes. When you see on social media and stuff like that, you see always that it seems like crazy bad, but I think it's nice. Apart from the prices, everything is cool. Yeah, it's improving.
Your favorite thing about New York?
Parties.
Your least favorite thing about New York?
The weather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always extreme.
Yeah, it's either super hot or super cold. Yeah.
You know your company has made it if you can have a store in here.
Can you imagine when they proposed that idea? So guys, I know it's the most historical landmark of New York City, but can we sell some phones here?
I found 2 beautiful women here. They are from New York. What are your names?
Caroline. Maureen.
Nice to meet you girls. What do you think about New York City as a whole?
I love it. I think it's awesome. I've lived in New York my entire life. New York City is fun. Lots of things to do. So much to do. So many people. Be the one to know. Yeah. So many people. So much to do at all times. Yeah. I love it.
Have you guys found that there has been a shift in the way that New York is as a city over the last 5 years?
Well, COVID was a mess for everybody. I mean, COVID was a disaster altogether, for a lot of people. I think New Yorkers are resilient and back we come. Yes. Ready to live even better than ever and to appreciate every day with minus the isolation. I think it's come back even stronger than before. I agree.
Really?
Yeah.
How so?
I think everyone's excited to be back out and back at it, and everyone's excited to just be in New York City.
Can you imagine the cost of building a skyscraper here? Just imagine importing all the materials you have here and then also have a system
where you can still maintain traffic here, where cars can still get around. It's unbelievable.
You would look at a plot of land and you would be like, this must be such an expensive plot of land. But the plot of land is the least of your concern when you're building something like that. It must be so expensive.
Thank you for 2008, guys. This building is so cool. I don't know why I like it. And if you see some of the pictures from the apartments up there, it's unbelievable. Like, can you imagine sitting in that bathtub, enjoying the view around sunset? That has to be unbelievable.
I do like New York.
What is it that you like about it?
Like there is so many people, so much things to do all the time and everything. The vibe is immaculate in my opinion. So like, yeah, New York is really cool.
What do you think about the prices here? Because we are like, we think it's the most expensive place we've ever been.
Yes, I agree with you. It's very, very expensive. I would never be able to afford living here, but like, I mean, it's the price for it. Same in Paris and France, so.
Pull out your heart to me, being alone, easy, easy.
So I have a fun story. Back in 2012, I was what you call a wannabe, and I really wanted to stay at the Waldorf Astoria because it's one of the most iconic hotels in New York City. Like, that's where the American president stays every time he's in New York. So I took a student loan to stay there for 6 nights, and I paid it off 3 years ago.
Nothing is
I'm
right.
in a little bit of a rush.
Oh.
I thought it was gonna be a quick thing.
Oh, it can be. It can be.
Like how quick?
30 seconds.
30 seconds. Okay, don't worry.
Hawaii? Yeah. Oh, really? Nice. But you used to live here?
Around here, yeah.
And so when you come back to New York now, like, have you noticed any difference between when you lived here and then today?
Honestly, not too much, because I'd come to city mostly for concerts and everything else and just to eat around, but it definitely feels a little more crowded, that's about it.
More crowded?
Yeah.
Really? And do you think New York is a great city?
Yes, it's one of my favorite for sure.
What is it that makes New York so great?
Out of all the cities I've been to, it has the most culture, the best food, probably the biggest, most opportunities. So. And
what is the best restaurant if you had to pick only one?
Ooh. Oh,
gun to your head. Gun to your head.
I mean,
Would you live in New York City today?
No, I couldn't come back.
So for me, one of the things that I really find fascinating about New York is the stories. This is the Lipstick Building, and this is where Bernie Madoff, he had his office. If you don't know Bernie Madoff, you should watch the Netflix show, but he was the one who was scamming people out of billions and billions. Alone, the building looks like something out of a movie. Can you imagine the stories, all the things that happen behind those windows?
In our last video, I said that New York can be whatever you kind of want it to be, depending on the area you go. And this area is probably the one that I am most attracted to because the architecture here is just breathtaking. I mean, I've never seen that much diverse architecture as I see here in New York City. It's incredible. It's so inspiring.
And it's funny that you like this area the most because that's how I feel also.
Yeah?
This area around 50th on the east side is just, I mean, just look at it. Look. Oh, brother. What's the best thing about New York?
Best thing about New York is meeting people like you, tourists. Enjoy. And the food is great. Enjoy.
See ya.
This is so freaking delicious. I didn't know it was Korean. I actually thought it was Chinese. But oh my god, it's like a marshmallow covered in chocolate. It's so good. Did you just eat the whole thing? This is the American sizes of food. This is for one person only.
We have dinner in 3 hours.
You're local?
Yes.
Yes, we found one. Woohoo! We're asking New Yorkers if New York is still great.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And Because we've read a lot about New York after COVID. It's changed and it's dead forever.
In some point, yeah, but it's coming back, and I'm looking forward to go back in the old ways.
So New York has not. There's nothing that is just irreversibly bad today.
Not necessarily, no.
So homelessness, safety, dirtiness.
I mean, they're everywhere, unfortunately.
What about like prices and everything? Because we read a lot about that New Yorkers are being priced out of their own city.
That is correct.
Yeah?
That is absolutely right, yes.
Do you live on Manhattan?
Queens.
Queens. Can I ask how much your rent is on Queens?
Mortgage is $3,000.
$3,000. What is it that you like to recommend about New York?
If you're a single person, this is the place to be.
To meet love, find love?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a melting pot. Everyone from around the world is here.
And where do you find love? Is there a specific place you would recommend?
Just open your eyes, keep walking until you find one.
It's raining, guys, in New York City. We went from 35 degrees and sun to, well, it's still 31, so it's still warm. Amelia, get off your phone.
I can't.
New York City is the place to Instagram, by the way, because Amelia is doing nothing else. Are we YouTubers or Instagrammers?
Right now I'm working, bitch. I'm not even doing that.
You're working on your ego. One of the good things about Amelia being on her phone is that she doesn't notice all these shops here.
We can't afford shit.
I'm really fascinated with that building because it's it's so tall.
It's not just that it's tall, it's also kind of narrow.
Do you want this or the other one with the 250 million?
The 250 million, I think.
Really?
What do you think is the single best thing about New York?
I think the vibrancy of the city, the energy, you can go out and do anything that you want. It gives you energy to get things done. So if you're like a go-getter, then this is the place to be. If you're a hard worker, this is the place to be. And the city definitely rewards you for that.
Hi, little fellow.
You're adorable and you're very friendly.
Joy.
Oh my God.
Amelia, we have dinner.
You know what?
We have dinner.
If I want to get myself a birthday present.
This is probably the most historic hotel in my opinion. And that's because of Home Alone.
Reservation for McAllister?
Such a perfect representation of the good things of New York City.
The romanticized part.
And Amelia, she is my bird lady. This is where he meets Donald Trump.
Excuse me, where's the lobby?
Down the hall and to the left.
Thanks.
This is what I want.
What do you want?
High tea right here on my birthday.
Well, you can wish for it. The acoustics, it's like you're sitting in an airport lounge.
We can do another one, but it just looks amazing. If you had to say one thing you don't necessarily like about New York.
A lot of people.
Okay, a lot of people, nice. Have you noticed any change over the last 5 years in New York?
Yeah, sure. I've seen a lot of change, especially with like traffic-wise. They've been changing a lot of the traffic circles and a lot of like making the roads smaller because they want less cars in New York. They want more bikers and things like that. It's a tough adjustment because people are very used to driving in New York. But I have noticed that over the years, this is a city that's not nice, but it is kind. There are other cities that are kind but not nice, like LA, no offense. But this city is not nice on the outer term, but very kind, because if someone needs someone, there will always be someone there to help.
So anxiety-inducing. Although most of the architecture here in New York City is modern, you have this.
It looks like it's Baroque, but it doesn't make sense that they would have that here, so I don't know.
It's so beautiful.
When I think about New York's greatest era, this is the buildings I think about. Like late 18th century kind of buildings.
Isn't that where they shot Friends?
What? You can actually get really cheap designer bags in New York if you want.
It's funny how Times Square reminds me of Vegas.
Times Square, named
for the good times you have when you're in it.
All we need are a bunch of casinos.
Most people, when they come to New York, they go straight to the Empire State Building. That's pretty touristy. I come here.
It would be fun to have some stats like this one. How much would that, like how much does it run you from electricity? Let me do some research.
Prices in New York, is it only for the people who want to work?
Yes, it is for people who want to work. It's really hard. I mean, unless you're willing to share spaces and really kind of make that dream work. Think if you like living small, then this is definitely like a place to come. You can live small and make your dreams come true. Everything is at your fingertips. And this is kind of the center of the universe.
If you were to live comfortably in Manhattan, what salary do you need?
Comfortably? Comfortable. Define comfortably. A lot of people.
Okay, so going out for a $300 lunch or dinner is nothing.
Okay, 300. Yeah, no, you're talking 400,000 plus a year. That's $300 a night, like for going out. That's a lot. Like,
But
yeah.
if you want like a nice 3-bedroom apartment here in Manhattan, how much would that be?
No one gets. No way.
So what is the minimum salary you would need to live in New York City?
Minimum salary to live in New York City, I think you can do it for 100,000.
Okay.
Yeah, a year. I think you can definitely budget that.
We're drinking psychedelic water. We have no idea what it is, but we had to try it. Finally got your true New York moment.
This is one of the staff members of the hotel that was like, I actually have one, you can just borrow that. Isn't that kind?
Very kind. And we're heading out to dinner again with our friends.
Yes.
And we're taking the metro because that's what you do in this city. It's so pointless to take an Uber here in New York City because traffic is just so insane.
I read an article that says New York City is dead forever, and this was in the middle of COVID. What do you think?
Everybody says things are dead, and everybody says, this and that. It's all the haters said that about New York. New York will never die. I mean, it's been through a lot. Think about September 11th, which we're coming up on the 23rd anniversary, I think of it, and think of that. And this city always rebounds, but rebounds even better. So it's in a rebound right now from COVID, and it's still in that rebound. It's a long rebound, but where it's going from that is going to be even more incredible than what it was before COVID. Just wait.
So New York City is still great.
New York City is the greatest city in the world.
I think honestly taking the metro is one of the greatest things about visiting New York.
I actually agree. It's super convenient. It's freaking convenient.
It's like literally like going on a theme park ride. Is Paris still much better than New York?
Actually, it's a serious competition now after today.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I kind of felt a little bit more soul today.
It's here. When it comes to the expectations that you really want to be met in New York City, going to a restaurant like this here is, I think that's what you want to come back to New York for, because the vibe, the bustle, but it's hard to find these places. You really have to be with local friends.
They have already brought us to 2 restaurants, and the food is just incredible what they bring us.
And when Amelia's voice is like that, it means that she's already drinking a lot of alcohol.
Jan, make me look good.
The last couple of years, has it changed New York for the worse or the better? Or because some say it's dead forever?
No, I don't think, honestly, I don't think it changed New York that much. COVID changed the world, so I don't think it's like specifically on New York. New York is very resilient. Like there's energy here that because there's so much happening here. There's so many industries here.
You're still loving New York?
I love New York.
Challenge what the future holds. Try and keep your head up to the sky. Lovers, they may cause you tears. Go ahead, release your fears. Stand
Bye.
up and don't be ashamed to cry. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser.
The day has come. We're finally leaving Manhattan. This is where Amalie almost dies from a heat stroke, where we experience New York City's hottest vanity spot.
Where Jon's life is turned around as he discovers a Whole Foods for the first time.
And where Amalie gets to shop like she's Carrie Bradshaw as she discovers Williamsburg for the first time.
Oh, and Jon orders a New York style pizza. Oh my god, it's so sick. Today we're going to Brooklyn, which is actually one of the things I've been really excited about. And then I hope we're going to Soho for dinner, no?
That was not the plan.
Brooklyn and Williamsburg are two areas that are one of the most popular in New York, and in many, especially locals' opinion, much more interesting than Manhattan. So I've never been there, even though I've been to New York 2 times before. So very excited.
What did you do in New York when you were here the first time?
I was a wannabe, pretended I have money. I would go to Tao restaurant. I would go to Woodbury Premium Outlet Mall and buy Versace at 80% off.
Wait, where's that?
Should have mentioned that.
We've known each other for so long. Your heart's been aching, but
It was actually me who convinced Jon that we should go to Brooklyn. I even insisted we cross the Brooklyn Bridge on foot. That was a bad idea since I decided to wear long black pants and a knitted shirt with 0 airflow.
We are sweating like pigs.
Fried pig, fried pork. It's so fucking hot. I don't know how people deal with this.
And we're not complainers, but today...
It's very hot.
But it's beautiful here, I will
I'm
say.
really happy we got to do this. This is actually one of the best, one of the highlights so far.
You want to hear a fun fact, Amalie?
Yes.
When it was first built, to prove the stability, they led 21 elephants across the bridge.
No way. Is this true?
Yeah, ChatGPT told me.
That's hilarious.
Although it felt like we were part of a Bear Grylls episode tossed in the Sahara Desert.
And the only thing I can do is to drink my own pee.
It was hard not to appreciate the immaculate views of Manhattan. Yes, it's crowded. Yes, that Alicia Keys song plays on repeat while tourists pay for a Big Apple vanity video they can post on Instagram.
in New York.
But it is epic. It's like being in I Am Legend, but no one got sick.
If you are out there, if anyone is out there,
We just overheard one of these city guides saying that once this bridge was finished, it was actually the tallest structure in New York, which is so crazy because now it's so small compared to everything else.
We're not gonna pretend that we explored Brooklyn like a local, but Brooklyn felt like the responsible big brother to Manhattan. You know, the big brother that doesn't need all the big toys for Christmas, where Manhattan perhaps is the more entitled little brother who always gets his way.
We did it! We passed the bridge!
What now?
Cause I eat my spinach and I eat my blueberries and the broccoli. I love the broccoli.
Amalie, first impressions of Brooklyn?
Yeah, definitely. If we were to move somewhere, it would be here. If I wasn't dying of a heat stroke right now, I would be like up here with excitement.
And we haven't seen anything, that's the funny part. But you just feel like there's much more community vibe.
Yeah.
Just the street here is packed with kids and families just doing things together.
Probably not happening every weekend, but the idea
Yeah.
that it even happens is really nice.
And I think this is why Brooklyn is so much better than Manhattan, in a lot of people's opinion. Trust me, I've been here for 3 days.
Shivers in your fever, scream me again. Never kisses, or do you ever send a full stop? Do you know where the muffins go? They go along to take your honey. Way down how we build our breakfast down and say my love, love, love. La la la, muscle to muscle, and toe to toe. The fear is grip me,
I really like how it's so much more of a residential feel over here.
Yeah.
That feels really nice. It's so quiet, so calm.
Especially if you were to live here. I mean, can you imagine living in one of these apartments here? This is almost like Denmark, that one. Literally like Denmark.
Yeah.
You almost find a European feel here.
Anyway, in the heat of the moment, literally, we were mainly focused on finding shelter. For a second we thought that was the Golden Gate Bridge. That's what 110 degrees does to you.
So Time Out Market, we have this in Lisbon, and in Lisbon it's kind of a tourist trap, but because we are almost passing out of heat stroke, we need to sit inside, although I would have preferred a rooftop terrace.
Fucking shit! God! Mary!
You okay, man?
I'm sorry. This is my nightmare!
If it's true that you lose fat when you sweat, I've lost a couple of pounds today.
We're having soft-shell crab, which is delicious.
I think here in New York you just have an endless amount of incredible restaurants, but you really have to know where to go. You have to search for them, because when you are, especially on Manhattan, there's a lot of bad food as well. But when you find the good places, they're just incredibly good.
Oh yeah, baby, put that shit on Instagram. Amelia, line up.
It's photo time. The trick to make this photo absolutely spectacular actually is to go all the way to the red light, and then you take it with a zoom lens so that it looks like you're closer. That's the trick.
Okay, like this?
How great.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
It's like you get the actual bridge better, right?
Yeah, follow Amelia for more tips.
Being the dumb tourists we are, we decided to leave Brooklyn and head to Williamsburg. As it turns out, Williamsburg is also Brooklyn. Brooklyn is huge. In fact, it's much bigger than Manhattan. No one told us this, but suddenly it made sense why everyone talks about Brooklyn as being the superior borough out of the 5. There is simply so much to explore. And the neighborhood of Williamsburg is up next.
We are in Williamsburg, and you know that you are in Williamsburg when the first thing you see upon leaving the Uber is a Whole Foods.
And a candle store.
I've never been in a Whole Foods.
Me neither. You wanna go?
Shout out Whole Foods.
Shout out Whole Foods. Always love that place.
Oh my god, I forgot that video.
We were immediately in love. Dogs are allowed. There are organic tomatoes, organic vegetables, ripe avocados. Okay, I don't know if they're ripe. More organic veggies. Yellow bananas as if we're home on Madeira. Beautiful carrots. OCD-friendly aisles. Honey as it should be. Fresh spaghetti. More OCD-friendly aisles. Big, beautiful oat milk selection. Antibiotic-free meat.
The fact that they write this.
They have to write it is just so American. In Europe, it's like illegal, so it's crazy to read it.
So that means when they don't write it on the meat, it's in it. They even had fresh dolmades. This is heaven. Whole Foods is officially my favorite supermarket on planet Earth. There's even elevators dedicated to your holy shopping cart.
Are we in Greece or are we in Williamsburg?
It's fresh. It's Whole Foods.
Shout out Whole Foods.
No way.
We even found pastéis de nata, which is a national pastry in Portugal. Unfortunately, they didn't look tasty, but E for effort. This is what they're supposed to look like.
You can pick one item, Amelia. 10 euros. That's
here?
No, anywhere.
I'm feeling generous.
Oh, what is that?
Williamsburg is definitely the home of hipsters. Everyone wants to be unique and different here, but oddly enough, everyone looks the same. So this is Williamsburg, and it is the hipster paradise, as you can tell already. I love this place.
This is a cool store.
Yeah.
Huh?
I haggled the price from $40 to $30. I didn't even know you could do that. It feels so illegal.
Amelia, no more shopping.
As a man coming to Williamsburg, do expect a lot of standing around, staring, while your better half touches every single item in every single store. I swear it's almost like there's a festival here. Like the average age is 25. It's crazy
And
the
it
amount
is
of young
because
people.
We're dragging the age up.
We're
very
dragging
much.
yeah.
But there's so many cool stores here.
It is cool, I will say. Williamsburg is such a special place. It's the ultimate contrast and everything that Manhattan isn't. It's down to earth, but yet full of vanity, but in a good way.
You don't find this on Manhattan.
Look at this.
No photography, please. No photos or videos. Thank you.
Okay.
Apparently Williamsburg is part of Brooklyn, but
It's on Brooklyn.
every time people talk about it, it's like Williamsburg and Brooklyn. Either way, I like Williamsburg a lot. Brooklyn seemed a lot more residential. It didn't have nowhere near this amount of traffic with just endless, what seems like festival goers. It's quite interesting how the demographic is so niche. Just young people, just chill. You don't see wealthy people here. Well, some of them could be, but you get the point.
People are not flashing their
Yeah,
wealth.
but it's a big. I mean, it's Brooklyn is huge. Williamsburg is big. So you barely scratch the surface when we come here in one day. This is an area you could stay for a week. From Bedford Avenue, we took the metro back home, and 15 minutes later, we were vibing with the local Hare Krishna crew. So New York City is the most expensive city in the world, tied with Singapore. This is where you pay $10 to park your car for 30 minutes.
And where $40 for an espresso martini isn't unusual.
And that's why we had pizza last night.
No pizza today.
Why?
Because it's not that. He's like, well,
And because it's Amelia's birthday, we
gonna
are
splurge.
gonna splurge and kind of see how much will $1,000 buy us on a day like this.
I feel like we're actually gonna spend more money than 1,000.
Yeah, because we have a high tea arranged and a fancy dinner, and that alone.
And then I also need like my birthday cocktail, you know, and a present. You always get to do it. I haven't done it yet.
It's pretty good. This is the cheapest coffee we've had on our trip here. $12 for these two big boys. The metro is what I am going to miss the most when we leave New York tomorrow.
So freaking convenient here.
So we are going to our first museum here in New York City.
Yeah.
We're going to the American Museum of Natural History, which is actually where they shot A Night at the Museum.
Yeah.
And this is the Hall of African Mammals.
Guy's cute. It's raining a lot. Is this the line to the museum?
Yeah, it's awesome. That's not gonna happen. You know what? It's okay. I'm in a really good mood. I don't care. This means shopping.
Go get it.
He's very gentle, huh? I've been living in a big city my entire life, yet I decided to wear this of all days. Is everything closed on Sundays?
I'm so sorry, honey. It's closed, Amalie.
Hvorfor er der åbent her? Jeg kan lige gå ind og købe mig en pensel. Jeg mistede en pensel.
Look at the queue, Amalie.
Den er ret dyr, men det er en pensel, jeg bruger hver dag. Så jeg går lige ind og køber den. It doesn't
Only because it's your birthday.
It doesn't count on the budget because this is something I really.
You know, in China, they torture people by playing American pop music. A shop like this would also work. How crazy is this?
It looks like it's evening. It's so dark.
If you live high up, you wouldn't be able to enjoy the view.
Happy birthday to me.
You have been a naughty girl. In this day and age, $1,000 really isn't much. I mean, Christ, these Birkenstocks cost $1,000. What? They got it right here. While the woman is shopping, the men will be here. Amalie, we need views.
No.
Look, guys.
Oh my God, they're so nice.
Can you try these? Amalie, try these. Amalie, please don't. It's her birthday, it's her birthday, it's her birthday, it's her birthday, it's her birthday.
I didn't want to show you because you hate jewelries anyway.
Imagine buying random jewelry in H&M. It's a planet I don't get. 35 Amalie.
I get my view and my high tea.
Let's see if we get a good table. So this is Mandarin Oriental, a world-renowned 5-star hotel where the cheapest room is $1,300 per night. And that won't even get you a Central Park view. What will get you a Central Park view is booking their high tea, which, all things considered, is quite affordable at $110 per person, plus tips. Especially when you compare with Empire State Building, The Edge, and Summit One, where it only gives you access to the view, and usually with a big line and lots of people.
But do keep in mind that the drinks are not included.
I would like an espresso martini for $32 plus tax plus tips, please.
It's your birthday.
Here you get to enjoy delicious food and incredible views that I think beats the other ones, as you get to see where the concrete jungle meets the real jungle.
So this is the second tallest building, third tallest building, fourth tallest building, and fifth tallest building. You can guess which one is number one.
Columbus Circle is also one of New York City's most significant landmarks, honoring the 1492 arrival of Christopher Columbus.
This is what you pay for.
Yeah.
Fuck
it's
the tea.
Totally worth it.
It's like if you could drink a very nice spa experience.
That's actually pretty spot on.
Wow, 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 wow. Cheers.
Cheers.
This is epic.
Okay.
I would almost say this is a bucket list experience, because otherwise, why do you come to New York if you don't have an experience like this? Oh no.
Thank you. Oh, now I feel so special.
You can eat and drink anything you want.
Wow.
Right? I'm trying to convince myself that too.
There's no doubt that New York City is all about materialism. Buying random stuff is the main reason people come to visit this place. And it does feel good with one dopamine hit after the other. Maybe I should get the new iPhone. What about that new Omega Seamaster? Will she love me if I get her something from Tiffany's? It's probably best I let her do the shopping herself. Guess where we are? More shopping, Amelia.
Well, this is yours. This is not mine. I only got one thing.
So you did get your Sex and the City moment, Amelia. And this is Fifth Avenue. A wealthy housewife would describe it as paradise.
Yes. And I'm not married yet, so for me it's just nice.
But where does it stop? Is it the Lambo? The red boots?
No, Jon, it's these white shoes. These are all I need to be happy and fulfilled in life.
Damn, girl. You clean up good. Amelia, she allowed me
You looks mighty
to
fine.
include this little sweater.
In my
shirt.
birthday gift. I literally gave you a gift out of my birthday gift. Have you noticed that?
No?
That's what love is made about. Oh, you have to pay the...
It's the last dinner, Amelia.
Yeah. It's a night to appreciate really good food. Because this is gonna be amazing.
It's the first time in the metro, there's no AC.
Yeah, this is tough.
This is how hot it is. No way!
We're on the same train.
Guys, we're going to Budokan. Why Budokan?
Why is Budokan? Why not?
His birthday.
Well, I don't know.
Everything is white with you.
Yes!
You're questioning everything. So
Okay,
Budokan is because it's Amelia's birthday. It's a special place where Carrie Bradshaw gets married the next day.
Yes.
So who knows?
This is one of the reasons us girls love to fantasize about the big city life in New York City. Living the lavish lifestyle of Samantha, Carrie, Charlotte and Miranda. The only question is if the food is actually any good. I told you we were going to be over budget today. I'm pretty sure we will.
Cheers, Mark.
Cheers.
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 Thank you so much, guys, for showing us
Cheers.
the New York lifestyle. Pretending to be the real world Mr. Big with the real world Carrie Bradshaw sitting across the table, we felt like movie stars. That's also what they do best in New York City. The atmosphere. The food was definitely not bad, but also nothing memorable. However, altogether it was a great experience. Amelia, we have $46 left. By the way, we didn't see Carrie Bradshaw.
Raining again?
We're having a party here. Drink up.
Make sure you get my good angle.
You want that angle?
Yeah.
So this place is called Le Bain because it's actually a bathtub. Like
Le Bain? Oh, there's a bathtub in here. What the fuck? That does explain and justify the name of this place.
You're in New York.
Your birthday is over.
I just want to wake up tomorrow and do the whole thing over again. Can we do that?
What do you wish? What do you wish it to yourself for the next year?
Lots of self-love and happiness. So as you can tell, $1,000 is definitely enough to have a fun day in New York City. But it's also not a big deal if you try to replicate the life of your favorite movie star. New York is an incredible city, and whether you have 100, 1,000 or $1 million to spend, your budget will always be enough to buy memories to cherish forever. I already know now that we have to come back to this city because we didn't go to Chinatown.
Dim sum, dim sum, dim sum, dim sum,
Look,
dim.
this is delicious.
And I found it.
What did you find?
This place?
No, I found it. Did you find it? Okay, maybe you found it.
How evil.
When you do something good, you should take the responsibility. I agree.
Credit.